All right, so I know I said the last video was going to be the last one. It's going to be this one, I promise. Um, I just wanted to kind of just make things clear and make things clean, and like come out with some of the things that I should have discussed. The reason why I'm uploading this video, I'm going to take down the last one because I feel like it wasn't a good representation of what I should have said. But the reason why I'm recording this is because I looked at my last response video where I was reacting to it. Um, and I was like kind of watching through it, and I was like, there's this one main point that's like obvious that I should be addressing, but I don't. And instead, I talk about these small little points that just got me upset. Um, that honestly are irrelevant, I guess, compared to this main point, and I don't even discuss it. And by the way, this is not an excuse, but I just wanted to say that these reaction videos are literally just that. It's reaction videos. As soon as I saw the video got uploaded, turned the camera, sat down, talked. I didn't really sit down and think about what I should have said, how I should have addressed things. But looking back, I probably should have for this situation. Um, and so I kind of did that here and talked about, and I'm gonna talk about how I just want to make things clear, what I shouldn't have done, things like that, and then create this kind of video. Hopefully, it's a lot shorter than my previous ones. I'm also creating this video because I saw his other upload where he re-uploaded, I guess, the first video, and then in that re-upload he had in his intro, right, where he kind of just, I watched it twice, once in the morning and I couldn't really go through it that well, but I watched it again now, and I'm just kind of recording this video after. But I watched it again, and in the video he kind of explained what he meant the first time when he said where he talked about the concepts, which at the time I had a hard time kind of understanding what he meant. He made it very clear, and that intro was very short, simple, clear, and I understood it. And then I also messaged him. But a lot of people have been also saying that I should do some sort of public apology. I never really understood the concept of public apologies. If I'm going to apologize to someone, um, it's going to be to that someone personally, privately. It's not going to be through, a public video. This isn't a public apology video, by the way. All right, so pretty much, I was a student of Montel's course in the past. He was one of the people that I guess, followed on YouTube, watched a ton of his videos, and then eventually enrolled in his course. Took part of it, and I learned through it pretty much the basics, the foundations. Got introduced to the systems, and the concepts, like how to use certain tools for these systems, which is what he meant. He says that he doesn't want credit for these tools. He just wants, I guess, credits for the concepts that he, showed of using these tools for these systems. So he says he doesn't really want credit for the tools itself. I'm gonna give him credit for some of these tools. Not all of them that were discussed, but some of these tools I still use frequently, and I wouldn't have known about them if it weren't for him. So he says he doesn't want credit for these tools. I'm gonna give it to him. But anyways, this all kind of first started not from the actual course itself, but actually from some of my YouTube videos, which I was kind of sharing, and also some of the replies and the comments that I was giving to some people who kind of asked me "Hey Thomas, where did you learn, this stuff?" And I would just say Google and YouTube. I didn't really say, "Hey, I learned the systems, basics, foundations." Pretty much a lot of what I know from this guy. And also I could have said mentioned all these other people, but I didn't do that. I just put it all into a category of Google and YouTube. And I shouldn't have done that, but I did. And so that's kind of where it all started. I learned from Montel that was pretty much why he had that sort of change up, because he realized the first comment he left, it was genuine, I guess, appreciation, whatever, congratulations. But then he started to do more research and found that I was doing this, had these templates and videos of the portfolio template that I used, or the tools that he shared, and I never really mentioned them. Again, regardless of the small little details, that was pretty much the case. At the time, I didn't understand it, so I made the irrational, immature decision of cutting him out, blocking him, and ignoring him. A lot of people said that I wasn't going to give like me saying that I was going to give him credit in one of my future videos was baloney. I mean, you can say that. I don't really have proof to prove that I was going to do it, but I was. You don't have to believe it. That's fine. But I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have followed up like that. So that's number one. Number two, the second problem kind of occurred, I guess, after I released the course, which in the course, just taking away the title part, I'm going to get to it. But in the course, I pretty much just, again, followed the same structure, used the majority of the same systems. I may have added in a couple stuff, took out a couple stuff, whatever. Again, small details, but doesn't really matter. Not the main point. The main point is the structure, the basics, the foundation stuff that I learned from Montel. I'm sharing it, and honestly, I don't think that's as much of a problem as the fact that I just didn't mention him anywhere, even though the majority of the structure, format, everything of the actual systems was from him. And again, I did it because it worked. I was a student. It was like a pretty much ingenious system. Again, I don't know if he was the first to kind of come up with it, but it was pretty ingenious, and I still used it to this day. So I shared it, but the problem was I shared it, but I never mentioned where I got this information from, where I got these systems from, where I got these concepts, these tools that I used, where I got my knowledge from. And this is not just him, by the way. This is also including like the other people that I got from my information from, including him, that I should have included as well. And then also to top it off, I used the titles from his course because I thought at the time that it was a simple layout. There wasn't really much need for me to change it because it followed a simple order where it's just like cover letter, portfolio, sales call, whatever. And it was a pretty simple layout. So I took that, copied it for my course. I shouldn't have done it. When it comes to the actual videos, I took the time to actually write the scripts myself, come up with the presentations myself, record the videos myself. So they are in my own words, but regardless, the systems, tools, the concepts, pretty much foundations, I used what I learned from his course, and it kind of used it for mine, and then I guess made it seem like I guess I came up with the systems, I came up with the tools or the concepts of using these tools for this system, whatever, because I didn't give the credentials, or I didn't mention him or all these other people. So I went and changed like the titles and the headlines and stuff like that, and I did it, and I realized like it was so easy to do, which kind of frustrated me even more, because this could have been avoided if I just did it, but I was too lazy. I just took from a course that I took and just followed the exact titles and layout and used it for mine, which I shouldn't have done. And again, all of this, I DM'd him. He hasn't really responded to it. He doesn't have to. I just hope that he at least sees it. And again, this isn't like a public apology video. This is more of like just a statement video of this is what I should have done in my previous video, and address the main point just right off the bat instead of focusing on these small little details that are irrelevant. So yeah, I just wanted to make this like a much shorter video and just address the two main points that I should have addressed a long time ago, and not really talk about anything else. I shouldn't have I should have been more careful with the way I worded like how I reacted in these videos. I probably should have thought a bit about the videos that I was uploading before I uploaded it, done some research, actually watched his side, listened to what he had to say, whatever, so that I could actually get some sort of comprehension on his side. Because as soon as I did that, it was much easier for me to do this, right? Because I understood his side a lot better. And this all could have been avoided if I just was a bit more careful. I shouldn't have reacted the way that I did. Not just in the two videos, but just in general regarding this situation. Starting from when I blocked him, shouldn't have done that. And also even some of the DMs that I first sent him when I first responded back was also something that I would have changed, like if I could go back now, because I actually sat down and spent the time to, think, look back, look at my reflective points, see what I should have talked about, what was actually important, and what really wasn't that important, and just kind of focus on that. Made things a lot easier. So yeah, I just wanted to make this shorter video. I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but at the very least, I want to be someone who can learn from his mistakes, and then kind of address it properly, so we can all move on.